Oh, cool. We'll just set those aside. We'll look at those later.
Sounds good.
How you doing this morning?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
So I guess we'll hop right into it. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, throw some hypotheticals at you, ask you to respond to them. We'll talk about it, and then I'll give you a chance to ask some questions of your own.
Sounds good.
All right. So we are the Breakfast Club. We're a bar slash breakfast diner. So I guess to start us off, I wanted to know what sort of experience you have in the food industry.
So I actually worked at a bar called Laura's Lakeside Bar and Grill. I was actually training to be manager before I decided to decline due to leaving for college, and I didn't think it wasn't really worth it. But I did have a lot of experience in serving people. I tended the bar. I also was in charge of pull tabs, and I cooked. And I was the only bartender on staff from 5 to like 11. And then if I needed help, someone would jump over the bar and help out. But yeah, so I have a lot of experience in restocking the coolers, making sure that the kitchen is clean. I had to do all the protocol for the health. And yeah, so I actually have quite a bit of experience in that type of field.
Okay. All right, so just on that line, along with that experience, I want to pose to you a hypothetical and see how you handle it.
Okay.
So we're hosting an event for about 100 people. What are some of the areas that you need to, what are some of the things that you need to ask our customer in order to find out what needs to happen before the event happens? So you're sitting down with customers for the first time, it's meant for 100 people. What are the first few questions you need to get out of them?
My question is that, so I'm planning an event for a customer, like a birthday,
Yes.
50th birthday party or something. So, so first, I would want to ask what they're interested in, if they want it to be themed or not. I would ask them if they wanted to, if they want to have a charge of alcohol that they want to pay for in advance, or if they want to do kind of a ticket system where you hand out tickets to the first 50 people, they get free drinks, whatever kind of system they wanted to do for the purchasing of alcohol, or if they just wanted people to they're just going to host the event and then people buy their own alcohol. If they did want it themed, I would make sure to ask them if they were going to contribute, if they were going to supply any of the party favors or any of the decorations, or if they wanted to give us a stipend and then we would buy everything for them. I would also ask the food, if they're going to cater in, if they want us to cook for them. Probably us, since it would be the
the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. So I'd ask them, I would give them a menu and ask them what they're looking for, because it offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it's called the Breakfast Club. So I would make sure to specify that we do offer more food than just breakfast.
So I want to put us in that birthday party right now.
Okay.
So we're at this party, and you notice one of the customers starting to get a little tipsy, visibly tipsy. How do you handle this customer? They're asking for more shots.
Okay.
What do you do?
So I think it depends on how they're actually, so they're acting tipsy, but it depends on their mannerisms and what they're doing. So if they're being rude and just overly absurd, then I would go up to them and tell them, hey, you're kind of distracting the rest of the party. And then if that didn't work, I would notify his group of friends that he was with and tell them, hey, you need to cut him off. If you don't, just watch him. I will not be serving him drinks anymore. And then actually I have had a problem like this in the past, where a belligerent man would he was refusing to not be served. So at that point, you just ask him to leave the bar, and that's about all you can do.
Okay, so that was along my next follow-up question. So let's say he doesn't have a group of friends there, because he jumped on his group of friends.
Yep.
And he is getting belligerent.
Okay.
Do you just ask him to leave, or?
Yeah, I insist that he leaves, and I'm assuming that the bistro has some sort of security, so that security would take it from there.
Okay. So I see on your resume that you are going to the University of Portland.
Yes.
What sort of skills do you think that you're going to take from your education there that would apply to this job?
Actually, one of my favorite classes right now that I'm in is my event planning class, and I'm learning a lot about how to budget, how to manage time, create agendas, which I think is very important when you're a manager, because especially if you're putting on these events, you need to know those that you need to have a skill set that allows you to be able to do it in a timely manner and not have any mess ups. Because when it comes down to that 50th birthday party and there's no cake or there's no alcohol that was supposed to be supplied, those are the things that need to be done in advance, months in advance, that really are important.
Right. So, do you have any personal examples along those lines that demonstrate that you do have those skills?
I actually organized I'm organizing right now a summer basketball camp for St. Andrew's Activity School in Portland on a Saturday. So I'm in the process right now of setting up a budget, doing public relations, doing media for it, setting out flyers. Yeah, so I guess that constitutes as having some experience in setting up.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I would say that's definitely along the lines of what you'll be doing in our organization. And I guess just along that point, you mentioned experience dealing with inventory and stock before.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of organization would you implement among your staff? As the bar manager, you're going to be the head of our whole bar. So what sort of organizational techniques and skills do you bring to the table there?
So I think a routine is the most necessary thing to set up for staff. So when the first staff comes in, they need to check, make sure everything is in place, make sure everything is stocked, and then when the next staff comes in, they need to reload for the previous staff. This is just an example. They would reload everything before that staff left, so that the first staff could keep serving or whatever, and then as the next staff came in, reload, and then clock out, they leave, everything's ready to go for that next time frame. So I think that to set up a routine and to make sure that everything is timely is necessary.
Good. Routines are good. So that's about all I have for you. Do you have any more questions that you'd like to ask about the company? Or?
No, I do not. I found out a lot through this interview. So.
All right. Great meeting.
Thank you very much, Nick.
We'll be in